Xin mời các anh chị chúng ta quay về nhóm của mình để có thể bắt đầu câu chuyện ngày hôm nay.
Okay, we are going to pay 46.
Chị làm bên trường Tội Đức hả? Nó có đi xem mấy cái của thầy Minh Niệm á.
Okay, do you have the page number? Do we have the page number? Where's the other two ones? Yeah. All right. So we're going to learn a very important chapter called position sizing. How to calculate the size of our position, or calculate how many shares to buy. Okay? Now, a good strategy, a good trading strategy, right, is not just about when to buy and when to sell. It is also how much to buy, right? So how you calculate your position size is very important part of the strategy. Okay? So let's learn the steps, yeah? Okay, the first step is you have to determine what is your account size. Alright, what does this mean? This means how much money do you have, right, to start trading. Okay? Now, I suggest when you start trading, do not use real money. Okay? You always start with paper trading. What is paper trading? That means you open a demo account with the broker, and they will give you maybe about 100,000 US dollars of money to practice. Right? So you must always practice first. It's like a pilot. Will they let the pilot fly the plane, real plane first? No. It's too risky, right? So they will practice in a simulator like a game, right? Until what? They can fly successfully. Then they on a real plane. Right? So I can tell you that many people who learn trading, they are impatient. They want to make money fast, and they start to what? Trade with real money without enough practice, and they end up losing money. Right? So there's no rush. It's better to practice till you are confident. Okay? Right? Okay. So when you open an account with a broker, right, and you put money inside, Alright, that is called your account size. So for example, you could put in, $2,000 or $50,000. Okay. Now, this is also called your net liquidation. Right? Everyone say net liquidation. So net liquidation means how much money you have, right? So if you put in 50,000, then your net liquidation is 50,000. Understand? Okay. Now, so at first you put in the money, this is what? This is cash, right? Cash. Right? It's cash. Right? So let's say after you buy some shares, maybe you buy $10,000 worth of shares. How much cash have you got left? You have 40,000 cash, right? Okay. So what is your net liquidation? Now what is your net liquidation? It's still 50,000. Your net liquidation is still 50,000. You understand? So net liquidation means the value of your account. That means your cash plus the value of your shares. That is your net liquidation. Understand? Okay. So before you trade, you must know what is your net liquidation. Okay? How much money you have. Okay? Step 2 is you must determine your risk per trade. You must always determine your risk per trade. What is risk? Risk refers to the maximum loss that you are prepared to take per trade. This is the maximum you can lose if your stop loss is hit. This loss should never be more than 1% to maximum 3% of your account size. So in other words, never risk more than 1% to 3% of your account size on any one trade. Okay? So let's take example of 1%. Okay? Now you must be consistent. So if you risk 1%, you must always risk 1%. Right? You cannot say, oh, this one I'm confident, I risk 3%. This one, no, risk 1%. No, you cannot change. Right? It must be always the same. Okay? Step 3 is you calculate the number of shares to buy using this formula. Okay, you must use this formula, which is the risk per trade times the account size divided by your risk per share. Okay, so let me show you an example. Okay. So let's imagine okay. So let's say this is the stock Bank of America. Okay, so you want to buy at 860, for example, right? You want to buy at 860. This is your entry price. Yeah? And your stop loss, you put at 790. Okay? Now, how do we know where to put the stop loss? How do we know? How do we know where to put the stop loss? Yes, just now I taught you, right? Right? Just now you learned the strategy. You put the stop loss where? Below the reversal candle, right? Or below the confirmation candle, right? So your stop loss must be more than 180 R, but less than 1.5 R. Okay? So you already know where to put the stop loss, right? Okay. So let's imagine you put the stop loss at 790. Yeah? So what is your risk per share? In this case, your risk per share is what? 70 cents. Right? So this is called what? Your 1R, right? Oh, so in this case, the 1R is what?
7 cents.
Yeah. So our target is? Yeah, at least 2R. So must be 140. This is our profit per share. It's our take profit. Right? Okay. So, how many shares can we buy? So again, let's say your net liquidation is 50,000. Right? So imagine you have 50,000. Alright? And what is our risk per trade? 1%, right? Okay. So, how many shares can we buy? Number of shares. Okay, watch out. You take 1% times 50,000. Right? 1% times 50,000 is what? 500. So the most you can lose is 500. This is your maximum risk, right? Right? This is the total risk. But what is your risk per share? Your risk per share is 70 cents. Each share you buy, you risk 70 cents. So how many shares can you buy? You take the total risk divided by
70 cents.
the risk per share. So this gives you
7,100.
Alright, so this gives you 740 shares. Right, so now you know, I buy 740 shares. Okay, so what is your position size? Your position size is 714 shares times, what's the price? 860 equals to 6,142. Okay? So that means out of your 50,000, how much cash you use to buy?
10%.
You use 6,000, understand? You buy $6,000 of this first stock. Now, is this your risk? Is this your risk? Are you risking 6,000?
No.
No. What's your risk?
1%.
500. Your risk 500. You understand? Okay. Now, if you buy the shares, then you need to use 6,000 to buy the shares. So how much cash you have left?
43.
You have about 43,000 cash left, right? Right? But if you buy the CFD, remember CFD?
Yeah.
Then if you buy the CFD, you only need about 10%. So that means you only need $614 to buy 700 shares. Right? So now, if you use the CFD, you only use $614. So how much cash you have? You said for 49,400. Okay? So when you use CFD, what happened? It uses up less of your cash. So you have got cash, cash to buy more. You understand?
Yes.
Right? Now, whether you buy using CFD or you buy using shares, is the risk the same?
Yes.
The risk is the same. The risk is always the same. The risk is 500. You understand? So repeat. Whether you buy the shares or you buy the CFD, your risk is always the same. Your risk never change. Your risk is always 1% of your net liquidation, which is $500. Okay? Any questions? Question. Yeah.
Thầy cho em hỏi là trong trường hợp mình đang tính thì giá cổ phiếu là khoảng 10 đô. Trường hợp là mình mua những cái CFD mà cái giá cổ phiếu ở trên cao, tức là cái giá nó lớn hơn nhiều, khoảng 200 đô chẳng hạn, thì trong trường hợp tài khoản mình ít thì nó có ảnh hưởng như nào đến cái việc mình vào lệnh và số lượng lệnh mình đặt, và nó ảnh hưởng như nào với cái chiến lược mình sử dụng. Xin cảm ơn.
No, it doesn't. So, doesn't matter if it's a low price stock or high price stock, because if it's a high price stock, you buy less shares. Low price stock, you buy more shares. Okay? Okay, are we okay so far? Okay? Alright. Now, what if your stop loss is further away? Let's imagine your stop loss is at $6.60. Okay? So if your stop loss is further, are you taking more risk or less risk?
The same.
Or same risk?
The same range.
Who say take more risk? Who say take less risk? Who say take same risk? The answer is the risk is the same. The risk is always the same. Whether you put the stop loss here, here, your risk always the same. Your risk is what? 500. This one never change. Risk always the same. Okay? But if you put a stop loss, bigger, what happened? Now 1R is bigger. Right? So now your risk per share is $2. Right? So what happened now? Yeah. So you take 500 divided by $2. So now how many shares you buy? You buy 250 shares. You understand? So when you put the stop loss further, what happened? You buy less shares. You put stop loss closer, you buy more shares. But the risk always the same. But if you put the stop loss big, what happened? Then it's difficult to hit 2. It takes longer to hit 2. If you put it close, faster to hit 2. But if you put too close, you can hit easy. So you cannot put too close, cannot put too far. Must be at the right distance. Right? That's why I say more than 1 ATR, less than 1.5 ATR. Okay? Alright, so once you have one trade, can you have another trade?
Yes.
Yeah. So your first trade you risk 1%, now you risk
1%.
another 1%. So total risk?
2%.
Total risk 2%. Right? So every time you have a trade, your risk more. Right? Okay. So let's say now you want to have a new trade which is short. You want to go short. Right? So you want to go short on this stock, JC Penny at 1650, stop loss 1860, profit target 1125. Okay, so now how do we calculate now? So now it's like that. Alright. So now we want to sell at 1650. Right? Our stop loss 1860. The take profit 1125. So what is my risk? What's my risk per share?
$2.
201.
16, 17, 18, $2 and 10 cents. Right? Then my profit is at least 4.2. Okay? Alright, so now, same thing. Let me calculate how many shares to buy. What is my net liquidation? What's my net liquidation? So you see, at first my net liquidation is 50,000, right? Right. So let's say after I buy the first stock did not go up, did not go down. So my net liquidation is still 50,000, still the same. But if I buy the first stock and the first stock lose money, right? Let's say the first stock lose. So I lose $500, right?
Yeah.
So now my net liquidation
45.
is 49,500. It's smaller. But if my first stock win, right? So I win $1,000. Now my net liquidation is 51,000. So your net liquidation will keep changing. right? It will grow as you win, it will go down as you lose, right? So always look at the latest net liquidation. So in this case, let's say it's still 50,000. Okay? What's my risk per share? $1%. Right? So consistent 1%, 1%, right? So number of shares. 1% times 50,000 is same thing, 500, right? That's my risk. Now divide by my total risk, divide by my risk per share. 210. So number of shares is 238 shares. So now I must sell, because I short, right? So I must sell 238 shares, negative sell. So what is my position? 238 times is 390. This is short, minus short. Okay? So if you short the shares itself, then normally the broker requires you to have 50% deposit. That means if you sell 3,900, you need deposit of 50% of this, which is what? About 2,000, right? So that means out of the 50,000, what happened? You have to use 2,000 of the cash to do this, right? So you are left with 48,000, for example. But if you use CFD, then it's what? 10%. Now, not all CFD are 10%. Some CFD are 20%, depend on the stock. But most of the time, the big stock, big companies is always 10%. So if you CFD, then you need what? Only 10%, so it's what? $393. So take less cash, understand? So again, whether you use the shares or the CFD, the risk is what? Same. The risk is the same, okay? So to help you to calculate, this is the calculator that you can use, right? So I think you've been given this calculator, right? Can you check? Can you take it out? Right, can you take this out? I think we already give this to you. Can you check? Take it out. Let's play with this. Play. Play with this. Yeah, question. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yes, you can put two orders at the same time. Same. Because when I go in, my net liquidation is 50,000. So I risk 1%, total I risk 2%. I risk 2% of my net liquidation.
I mean, the first one like 50,000 minus 10%
No, I don't mind. No, I don't mind. I take the value. Yeah.
The doctor has to give 50%. Then you need to take it.
No, I don't care. I take the net liquidation. Yeah.
Thế thầy cho em hỏi là trong trường hợp thầy vừa nói là mỗi cái giao dịch của chúng ta sử dụng rủi ro 1% của tài khoản, thì giả sử trong trường hợp mà chúng ta vừa đặt 3 lệnh giao dịch mà cả 3 lệnh đều thua, ví dụ 50.000 tài khoản chúng ta có 50.000 đô mà rơi xuống còn 45.000 đô, thì tại cái thời điểm mà chúng ta đặt cái lệnh giao dịch thứ tư thì cái tài khoản chúng ta còn 45.000 đô, thì khi đấy 1% cái rủi ro tiếp theo trong cái lệnh thứ 6 thì sẽ được đặt vào là 45.000 đô hay là 1% của 50.000 đô đầu tiên.
Yeah. No, 45,000. You always risk 1% of your balance, of how much money you have left. Okay?
Dạ, em hỏi về cái CFD mình sử dụng CFD thì tới khi nào thì tự động trả cái khoản vay đó, bán đúng cái cổ phiếu đó mới trả, hay là khi nào bất kỳ khi nào mình có tiền trong tài khoản thì họ tự động trừ?
Yeah. Actually, you don't really borrow money. It's just that to take the position, you have a deposit there, but you don't actually borrow the money, right? Yeah. So only when you close the position, right, then you are able to use the cash back.
Có nghĩa là khi mà cái giao dịch nó kết thúc thì bên sàn mới kết cái khoản mà phí CFD đó.
No, the fee is charged every day, right? When you CFD, they charge you an interest, right? They charge you interest. The interest is charged every day, right? So, for example, the interest is about, say, it's about 4% a year, right? The interest rate is 4% a year. They will take 4% divided by 365 days, and every day they will deduct the interest from your account every day.
Dạ. Vậy câu hỏi thứ hai là trường hợp rủi ro nhất, ví dụ như là mình mua xong mặc dù có stop loss mà cái cổ phiếu nó phá sản đi, vậy thì mình chịu chỉ 10% tiền mặt mình trả ngay đó, hay là mình chịu luôn 100%?
If the company go bankrupt. Okay, remember that. Okay, first of all, the company will not go to zero overnight, right? If it goes bankrupt, it will slowly go down until it goes down, right? So you would already sell way before that happens. Okay? Now, if you do not have a stop loss, imagine you do not put a stop loss, right? And it goes to zero. How much money would you lose? How much money will you lose? In this case, if you don't put a stop loss, how much money will you lose? $6,000. That's why you need to put a stop loss to make sure your risk is what? 5%. Okay. Got it? Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, so how do you use this calculator? So you see the boxes in white color boxes? See the white color boxes? Right? So only key in the white boxes. The red box, do not touch the red box. Because the red box has all the formulas. So if you touch it, you will change the formula. Okay? So example, if you have now maybe $3,000, right? And you risk what? Risk 1? Risk 1%. Right? So if you buy the stock at $10, your stop loss is maybe 950, and profit is 11. Okay? Yeah. So how many shares you buy? 60. Right? So straight away, this will calculate how many shares you buy. Understand? If you do a short sell, right, that means you short sell at $10, stop loss maybe $10.50, profit target $8. So minus. What does minus mean? Minus means what? Sell, means short. Okay. So that's how you can use this calculator, right? Always use the calculator to calculate your position size. Right? So you see, the first stop, we risk 1%, right?
Mỹ.
Right? Second stop is 1%, 1%. So if you have 4 together, what is your total risk? 4%. Right? and if your target profit is 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, then that's your total potential return. Okay? So let's imagine if all four lose, how much you lose? Lose 4%. If all four win, you win 10%. What if lose, win? If the first two lose 2%, this one you win 5%, you make 3%. Understand? Right? Now, how many positions should you take at the same time? How many positions should you take at the same time? Okay, normally if you do not use CFD, normally you can only take about 4 positions. If you take 4 positions, you have got no more cash left to take more. So normally you can only take 4. But if you use CFD, you are able to take what? Many more positions. But please do not take too many. Right? I would suggest maximum is do not risk more than 10% total. Right? So if each trade you risk 1%, total 10 trade. Maximum 10 trade. You understand? If you risk 2% per trade, then 5. You risk 3% per trade, 3. You understand? So don't risk more than 10% total. Why? Why should you not have more than 10% total risk? Okay? Because imagine you have 10 stock, all buy, all long, right? And then something happened, right? Maybe North Korea and South Korea war. Then America also go to war. Then the next day the stock market all, boom, what happened? All will lose straight away. So straight away you lose 10%. Now, most of the time if you lose 10% of your money, yes, you can make back. But what happens if you lose 50% of your money? Right? Then it's more difficult to make back, right? Right? If you lose 10% of your money, to make back your money, you need to get 11% return on your balance capital. If you lose 20% of your money, you need 25% return to make back. You lose 50%, then you need 100% return on capital. If you lose 100%, game over. Game finished, no more game. So as a trader, as an investor, what's the most important thing? Is to protect your money. To what? Protect your money. To protect your money. To make sure you do not have too big of a loss. Understand? Yeah. Right? That's why we always risk 1%. Right? When you are more confident, yeah, you can risk 2% or 3%. But start with 1%. So even you get 10 loss, you lose 10%, okay, still can make it back. Right? By magic, if you risk 10%, and then you get 10 loss, bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you again. Okay, understand? So very important, yeah? Always control your risk. Are we okay? Yeah. So now you understand the risk better? The risk? Okay. Now, let's look at what is the potential return that you can make. Now, remember that whenever you play a game, you must calculate. Does the game have a positive profit expectancy over many trades? Like, by the way, any of you here, you go to the casino? Anyone go to casino to gamble? You go? For me, I will never go to the casino. Never. Why? Because I know that when I play the casino, I will always lose over time. You will always lose over time. Yes, short term you can be lucky. Sometimes you win in casino, right? But if you keep playing, you will always lose. Why? Because the casino, how many of you have heard that the casino always win in the end? The casino always win. Why? It's not luck. Because the casino, they what? They make the game such that what? They have a positive profit over the player. Right? You know how the casino works, right? Okay, sidetrack. You see, huh? Let's take this common game. Have you played the game? Roulette, right? Have you played? Have you played this game? Right? You spin the ball, and you can bet on what? Bet on black or red, right? Or odd or even. Okay? So many people think that, oh, I bet I have got 50% chance, right? Is it 50% chance? No, you actually have less than 50% chance. Why? Because the casino, what do? Altogether, there is 18 black color, 18 red color, 18 odd, 18 even, right? But there's what? The zero. This is the casino's advantage, the zero. So you've got two what? Green, which is the what? 0 and double 0 as well. So what happens is that as a player, when you bet, whether you bet black or red, what is your chance of winning? Your chance is 18 out of what? Out of 38. And the casino will have a win of 20 out of 38. You understand? So the casino's chance of winning is 52.7%. The player's chance of winning is 47.3%. So what is the difference? 5.4%. This is called the casino's edge. The what? Edge. So they have got a 5% edge over the player. So what does this mean? It means that sometimes you play, you win. Sometimes you play, you lose. In the short term, it is luck. But over many game weapon, what does it mean? That means for every $1 that people bet, the casino will make how much? Will make 5 cents. This is mathematics. For every $1 million that people play, the casino make $50,000. So what do you think the casino do? They will always encourage you to play and play and play. That's why when you go to America, you know Las Vegas, or go to Macau, right? What do? They give you free hotel, free drink, free food, free show, right? Gamble, because they know they will always win if you keep playing, because they have got 5% advantage over you. Understand? That's why for me, I'll never go casino, because I know I will always lose because of this, right? So in trading, as a trader, we need to be like the casino. We need to make sure that we have the what? Edge. We have the advantage over other people. So what gives us the advantage? So again, does a casino win 100%? No, they only win 52%. That's all. They only need 52% and they make millions of dollars. So how do we get the edge? By, follow the trend. Uptrend, we buy. Buy at the support. So if we keep following the strategy weapon, in long run, we will have an edge. Because we buy at the best time, we sell at the best time. But it's not 100%. Do you see the difference here? Okay? So, casinos, they employ mathematicians to calculate how much they will earn every year. Will they earn exactly? No. But about that. So as a trader, I always think that as a trader, we are like a casino. We must also calculate our winnings. How much we can win on average, okay? So, do we have a positive edge in the market? Remember we use this formula? Remember this formula you learned yesterday? Of the coin? Okay, so again, all say percentage win. All say percentage win. Times average win.
Time average
Minus percentage loss. Times average loss. Okay, so what is the chance of us winning if we follow the rule? We buy on the uptrend, we buy at the support. Okay, so between 50 to 60%. So let's say we take 50% win, okay? And then 45% lose, correct? Each time we lose what? 1%. When we win 2%, right? Correct? Right. So if you calculate what's your expected profit, 55% you win 1,000, 45% you lose 500. So on average you make what? $325 per trade. Okay? This is an average. You never know when you will win, you never know when you will lose. But if you keep playing, it is a positive edge. You understand? Now, one of the most important things I learned is that when you trade, don't think about the money. Because when you think about the money, what happens? You will get emotional. So when you lose, let's say you lose $50. They say, oh, I lose $50. I lose 10 bowl of fur. Right? And then you win $500. You say, oh, I win a new TV. Right? So whenever we think of money, we always have emotion. So we are scared to lose. And when we win, we get excited. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So for me, I never think in money. I always think in R. I think in what? R. So when I lose, I say I lose 1R. I lose 1R. When I win 2R. So always think in R. So to me, it's like a game. It's like a computer game. Minus 1R, 2R. Okay? So if you think in terms of R, that means what? 55% you win 2R, right?
Yeah.
45% you lose
1R.
1R. So your average win should be 0.65R. So if you do 120 trades a year, how many R you get? You get 78R. So in 1 year, if you get 78R, is it good? Right? If you reach 1%, 78R is 78%. If you reach 2%, 78R is what? 56%. If you reach 3%, 78R is 234%. You understand? Right? So this is how we calculate. Right? So to give you a better idea, okay, can you open this up? Where is it? This one. Can you see this thing called simulation? Open this up. Let's play this.
Này có một
Duy có email không? Lập cái email em gửi luôn cho.
có đất thôi. Cái mail mà hỏi thông báo chương trình này.
Okay, do you have that, guys?
Yeah.
Alright? Okay. So this is is a very good way for you to see what you can expect when you trade, right? So whether you trade stock or forex, whatever it is, this is how it works, okay? So again, we're going to key in the boxes in white, right? Key the box in white. The one in red, don't touch, because that is the formula, okay? So let's do it together. So first of all, win rate. Your win rate, can you put 55%? Okay, can you do that? And then put enter. Okay, now watch this. Notice I put 55% here. This is my theoretical win rate, in theory. But my actual win rate is 55%, can you see? Now, let me do it again. See, I put 55 here. And now this become what? 66. I put 55 again. Now it becomes 53. So notice every time I put 55, this will keep changing. Can you see? Hello?
Yes.
These keep changing, right? So when you put 55, you will also get a different number. All of you will get a different number. I will get different. It's all different, right? Why? Because this is what? Based on random. This is based on the random result of 100 of what? Of 100 trade, right? So think of it like tossing a coin, okay? Okay, listen here, listen here. If I take a coin, okay, toss the coin, what is the win rate of a head in theory? 50%, right? Right, 50%. But if I toss the coin 100 times and you toss the coin 100 times, will we get the same number of head?
No.
No, it's always different. Why? It depends on luck. Correct, not? So there's random. So this calculate the luck. Sometimes you lucky, sometimes you unlucky. Right? So that's why it is random. It is random, right? We will always get a different number. So all of us, we can trade the same strategy. We use the same strategy, but every month we get what? Different result. We will get different result. But we will still make money as long as you keep following the same strategy. Okay? Now, next, under losing, can you see losing? Put, when you lose what? 1 and 1.1. Put 1 and 1.1. Put this. So what does this mean? This means that when we lose what? 1 R. But sometimes we may lose what? 1.1 R. Why do we sometimes lose more than 1 R? Why? Why sometimes we lose 1.1 R? Why? Yeah, because it's not always we can sell exactly at the stock price. Sometimes we may sell worse. So we put 1.1 R. Understand? Okay? Now when we win what? We win 2 R to 2.5. So this is the minimum loss, minimum win, maximum win. Minimum loss, maximum loss. Right? So on average, when we win, we should win 2 or 2.5 R. When we lose what? 1 to 1. Understand? Alright. So put that in. Next, what's the risk per trade again? Start with 1%. Okay, 1%. Next, put in how much money you want to start. Okay, so let's imagine you start with 5,000. Okay, if you start with 5,000, right, click enter, and you can see that based on what? Based on what? 48% win, right? 2 and 1%. Your money grew from 5,000 to what? 8,000. So what is your return? What is your total return? 70% growth of your money. Can you see that? Now notice that every time you do this, you get different results. See, 5,000, right? Different. Every time you do it is what? Can you see it keep changing? Why it keep changing? Why? Why it keep changing? Because this one keeps changing. Understand? So you can do it 100 times. You can do 100 examples, right? It will be different. But the point is, will you make money?
Yes.
Yes, you make money. Why? Why you make money? Because this is positive. This is positive. Yeah? Your average win more than your average loss. So even if your win rate dropped to 40% sometimes, will you still make money?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Now, again, understand, this is over what? Over what? Over what? 100 trades, can you see? Yeah? Okay. The other thing to understand is this thing called drawdown. Or say drawdown. Or say drawdown. What is the worst drawdown? Minus 6%, which is minus 6R. Okay, what does drawdown mean? What's the meaning of drawdown? You see, you start with 5,000, right? And then in this case you go to 11,000, right? Will your money grow straight lines? Every day make money? Every month make money? No. What will you look like? It's like a stock chart, right? So what is this called? What is this called? It's called drawdown. Or say drawdown. Drawdown means what? Drawdown means you lose your capital drop because of losing trade, which you will always have. You cannot avoid losing trade. You will have losing trade, right? So you can see that how many losing trade can you have? How many losing trade? Yeah, minus 6R. That means say you have 6 losing trade in a row. Can you see? Right? That means you what? Lose, 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 lose. 6 losing trade. So your drawdown can be, right? Can be a 4R to 6R drawdown. That is very normal. Very normal. So if you risk 1%, what does it mean? That means you have a 4% to 6% drawdown. If you risk 2%, your drawdown is 8% to 12%. If you risk 3%,
12.
18%. Yeah. So what do you notice? The higher your risk, the bigger your drawdown, but the faster your money grows. You understand? Right? So take a look. So imagine if you risk 2%. So if you risk 2%, what happens? If you risk 2%, on average, does this become bigger? See? Does it become bigger? Yeah? Become bigger?
Có chứ.
But the drawdown become what?
Khủng khiếp luôn.
Bigger, right? What if you risk 3%?
Nhìn đã nhỉ.
Right? If you risk 3%, does your money grow bigger? Does your money grow faster? Your money grow faster, right? But what happened to the drawdown? Your drawdown
16
become
lần, 16%.
bigger. Can you see?
16%.
You see? Like this drawdown is 17%. Can you see? So you can see that right? You can see that even you win 49%, right? 49% winning rate, right? Your money grow by how much? 356%. So your money goes from 5,000 to 22,000. And you can see this is what the chart looks like.
1.100 luôn.
Can you see here? Yeah? So what is this called? What's this called? Draw down. Draw down. Draw down. Draw down. Can you see? Yeah. Many traders, they cannot take drawdown. What do you think happened to many traders after they lose? What happened? What do you think happened here after this? Give up. Or they will change their strategy. Or they will change their risk. They will do something funny here. And the moment you change anything, right, it doesn't work anymore. Right? Okay, let me ask you something. How many of you would like to get this result? How many of you would like your money from 5,000 to grow to 22,000? Yes, all of you want, right? Everybody says that. But are you willing to go through all these trades? Are you willing to walk through the journey in order to get there? Okay? Now, take a look. Let's imagine you start trading and you happen to get this when you start. Right? Let's say you go back, you say, okay, bounce, I buy, bam, loss. Oh. Again. Bam, loss again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loss in a row. Then you, next one, win, then loss again. Right? So most people, what do you think happened after this? A few things will happen. The first thing is, some people will say, this doesn't work. Right? This strategy is crap. Doesn't work. Right? So they give up. They say, I don't do it. Right? Or they say, trading stock don't work. Okay? Then what? I go trade forex. Then same thing happen. It doesn't work. Let's trade options. Don't work. Let's trade futures. Don't work. So they keep what? Jumping and keep going around in circle, and in the end will never make money. Right? And some people, after they go through this, what happen? They say, I must change the strategy. They say, don't use stochastics. Use relative strength index. Use Elliott wave theory. So they start to learn a lot of different techniques, and they add more and more things, and they go around in circles. Because they are looking for the perfect strategy, the holy grail, which doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a perfect strategy. All strategy will have win and loss. There's no such thing as a perfect wife and perfect husband. All have good and bad. So you have to be prepared for that, understand? And some people, what happened after all this loss? They get scared, right? Right? They lose. So next time, they see the trade. They're not pressed buy. And then they miss the win. The win comes, they miss it because they're scared. And some people, after they lose, what happened? They say, I must make it back fast, So what happened? They start to take lousy trade. Or they start to risk more to make it back. And that's when it gets worse and worse. So what caused them to fail is their what? And their emotion. You understand? Now same thing. Let's imagine, what if you first start trading and you get here. Okay, this one is not as good. This one. What if you first start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? You can 10 trade, you win 7, you lose 3. You think, wow, 70%, I'm good. Then what happened after that? Then you start to think, I don't risk 1%, I risk 10%. So I can be millionaire tomorrow. Right? Then when you start to risk more, what happened? Then you get the what? Loss, and then you die. So I tell people that when you have got wins, don't be happy. When you get lost, don't be sad. You must have no emotion. You must be like a robot. Just put the trade, put the trade, put the trade, put the trade, put the trade. And then you know that in the end, you will make money. You understand? Yeah. Let me show you why many people lose money. See, let's imagine you start with 10,000. Okay? You start with 10,000, and you risk 1%. Okay? Then when you start, you have 5 wins in a row. So you win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 wins. How much you make? Each time you win 2%, right? So you have 5 wins, you what? 10%. Right? So many people, after they have 5 wins, they say, oh, I'm good, I will risk 10%. What happened after 5 wins? Maybe you get 1 loss. Right? And then, but because you risk 10%, what happened? Now 1 loss is what? 1 loss, 10%. So 1 loss, take away all the profit of the win. Yes, or no? Then you feel angry. Wow, all gone. Never mind. Next one will be a win. Next one will be a win. Try again. Pam, another loss. So now what happened? Now you down 10%, right? And then you say, oh, I lose money. Okay. I risk 1%. Go back to 1%. Right? Then after you go back to 1%, what happened? Now you get 5 win. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 win. So 5 win is what? 10%. So now minus 10 plus 10. Now you break even. Then you say, I trade so much, I don't make money, break even. I risk 10% again. And now, next one loss, boom. And then you lose 10%. So what do you notice? How many wins you have? 5. 5. You got what? 10 win and what? 3 loss, right? But you still lose money. Why? Your strategy is good. But why you lose money? Because you keep changing your risk. How many of you, in the past, when you start to make money, you put more? Then when you lose money, you put less, right? That's why in the end, you always lose. You understand? So you must be consistent. Then it will work. Any questions? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, you can. So if you start at 2,000, right? Right, you can grow your account. Right? So, I say start with 1% to practice. Start with paper trading. Paper trading at 1%. When you are confident, then you risk what? 2%. Then maybe more. Right? So start at 1%. Right? So it's even if your win rate is 49%, right? You win 49%, you still grow your money at 71%. Okay? All this is easy to know, but difficult to do. Alright? Okay, so we're going to play a game. We're going to play a game for you to experience what it's like to go through all this. Okay? Yeah, questions. Someone has a question. What's the question?
For this table, you say you just go 100 times. So, how many times is enough to get this about 50 or 60%? Do you think that sometimes that we toss the coin for 100 times, but we are in a very unlucky time that 100 times or 90 times fail. So I'm not sure that how many times is now 100 or maybe 200 or 50 is okay.
I would say you can, when you do 50 trades, 50 trades, you can start to judge your performance. But 100 is always the best, right? Because 100 trades, then you get an idea about what's your performance. 10 trades doesn't mean anything. Sometimes 10 trades you can get 9 win, or you can get 9 loss, right? So you need to do at least 50 to 100 to have an idea about your strategy.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're gonna play again. Yeah, we're gonna play again.
Tới đây cho em hỏi cái tỷ lệ thắng với tỷ lệ thua này nè là nó đã luôn bao gồm cả việc mình làm sai, nghĩa là bị sai lầm á, khi mình đặt lệnh sai, hoặc là những cái lần đặt lệnh sai và lại vô tình lại thắng, hoặc là đặt lệnh sai và nó thua, thì cái tỷ lệ này nó có bao gồm luôn cái tỷ lệ đó không?
No, this doesn't include the mistakes. This assumes you don't make any mistake. That's why I say when you start, you will definitely make mistakes. So when you start, don't use real money. When you start, use paper money. Because you will make a lot of mistakes, trust me.
Vậy có nghĩa là khả năng thua cao nếu như không lành kỹ thuật.
Okay, let me teach you a little bit more and then we're going to play again, right? So can you go to page 92, 92. But tell you what, let's take a break first, right? Yeah, let's take a break. 50-minute break, right? And we'll come back and continue, right?